Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video for the channel. Between life, plowing in the winter time to make some extra money, work, all the other stuff that life throws at you, I've just been really tied up right now. But now that the winter is starting to break a little bit, I'm hopefully trying to get back into a consistent content flow so I can make content with both the vehicles for everyone on the channel. And what better way to start off making content again for this 2022 calendar year than with a 2023 C8 Z06. Yes, we are going to be seeing our first C8 Z06 in a couple of hours here. It's about a 2-hour drive for me. I'm taking the TRX because even though it's about 34 degrees and really sunny, there's supposed to be like a half-inch duster of snow on the way back, and so the C8 obviously is not a great fit for the winter drive. And at the end, I'm going to try to get the C8 out of storage and bring it out so I can kind of compare it side by side to the C8 Z06 that we see, which happens to also be a 3LZ Z07 package. So I have a 3LT Z51 package Stingray. So it'll be cool to get the C8 out and kind of compare the two and share my impressions and thoughts. As well as at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about the C8 marketplace, the Z06 specifically, share my thoughts and my current situation on prospects of getting a Z06 and that whole tragedy situation. Mainly because I have been getting a lot of questions about the C8 Z06 and what I'm going to be doing about it and when I'm going to be getting mine. But without further ado, for now, let's just get the ride out of the way, get up there, see the C8 Z06, and I'll catch up with everybody on the other side. And there it is, man. Look at this car. This is just absolutely gorgeous in every way. The chiseled angles in person. I've taken this car in for about 10 minutes that I've been here. I'm speechless. The center exhaust looks fantastic in person. I think this is how the Stingray should have been. The carbon wheels, just absolutely amazing. Coming around to the front, I mean, just the size of the canards and how wide they stick out. Just look at the size of this diffuser. The 5VM diffuser looks small compared to this. It's just absolutely amazing. The body lines on this thing, the aggressive nature. It's obviously wider, but it looks much wider than it is compared to a Stingray. Coming around to the passenger side here, I love the placement of the Z06 badge and specifically the inlets for the air and the way the body lines just kind of come and meet one another. On the inside, for the most part, it's a Stingray. Alright, time to get in. Feels like a Stingray getting in. I mean, look at the carbon on the center stack here, just the finish of the materials. And the steering wheel looks fantastic. Coming around to the driver door, you got some carbon fiber here. So for the most part, the interior is like a C8 Stingray. Look at the details on the carbon fiber on the high wing here. I have to get this wing. I love the 2-post design over the 4-post design. I just can't get over this front end though. It looks so chiseled. It's obviously got the same headlights and the same hood, but the front bumper and fascia and the opening and the aggressive nature of the angles, it's just beautiful. And we're back. It is the next day. It got a little late last night. It was well into the dark and evening, and I thought I'd come back the next day with the C8R out from storage and kind of give my thoughts on the Z06 that I saw in person yesterday. And there's a lot to go over. I'm gonna have to cut out the audio and probably overlay some audio as I'm walking around the Z06 because there was music playing in the background and I'd get demonetized. But I have to say the Accelerate Yellow is absolutely amazing, both on the Z06 and in this car. Side lighting, it looks a lot more yellow with sunlight. It's got a little bit more neon green to it. So overall, my thoughts on the Z06, absolutely incredible. I think the body lines that they ingratiated to make it wider, to make it more aggressive, look phenomenal. I love that the aero now incorporates the whole middle section on the Z06, so you have more air going in. Being a flat plane crank, high rev or high RPM motor, it's going to need all the air that it can get, and I just think that that front end looks a little bit better with that widened look. I wish that the ends were a little bit lower on the Z06 because it looks almost like a smiley face the way it tapers up on both ends, but overall I still think it looks pretty fantastic. And so the question that I'm getting asked a lot, especially on Instagram, especially on the YouTube channel comments, is where do I stand with the Z06? And unfortunately, not in a good place. Somebody's out having fun on a Monday. So my Z06 situation is I had the opportunity to be under 100 at McMulkin when I bought my red C8, and I told myself that I wanted to buy my Z06 for one specific person in one specific place, and I kind of put all my eggs in one basket. And as the Z06 became closer to the production date, the dealership came over the top of that sales rep, and they're effectively charging over MSRP for Z06. And as a pet peeve, I don't like playing over MSRP, and the Z06 is like the one car I may have made an exception for. But either or, once a dealership goes ADM and stops caring about really who they're selling the vehicle to, what ultimately ends up happening is the flippers completely drive up the market. It's $20,000–$30,000 over sticker to get one from a place like that. And because of how late in the game the dealership decided to do this, I was pretty much just left out to dry. And nothing against the salesperson, I'm not going to name the person or the place. And ultimately, it's not the sales rep's name on the dealership door, so what the dealership says kind of goes. And so I understand and I respect that business aspect of it, but where that leaves me is in a bad place for the Z06. And for all the marketing campaign stuff that Chevy throws out there, some of these dealerships are throwing out there that they're looking for the ultimate retail buyer for the Z06. I am the ultimate retail buyer, and I can't seem to get a Z06 anytime soon. I have a couple feelers out from the dealership that I bought the C8R from. They're going to try to, move heaven and earth and trying to get me a Z06. But being a small dealership, they're going to have a hard time getting more than maybe one allocation per model year. And so will I have a Z06 on the channel? Absolutely, I'll try to get a Z06 on the channel and hands-on with someone else's. But will I have a Z06 to make ownership content of my own with? Right now, it's looking like a second, maybe third model year. It's just the nature of the game, and I get it, I respect it, I understand it, and I'll try to do my best. The best I can say to everyone that's subscribed to the channel is I'm going to try my best to get a Z06, but I can't make promises, and I wish I could. But I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep. I watch a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of other clickbait YouTubers that self-profess themselves as Z06 ordering experts, but I get all my information. I'm a consumer of the Corvette more than I'm a creator of Corvette content, and so Horsepower Obsessed does a fantastic job breaking things down that are factual. Corvette Blogger, and obviously Rick Corvette Content is one of the best sources for actual factual information that is validated by General Motors to get to the hands of the consumers for them to make decisions off of. And so there are people out there that claim like, oh, I'm 2,000 on a dealership list, some big dealership, and I'm gonna end up getting a second-year car. It's like no dealership's getting 1,000 Z06s, or even 500 for that matter. Even if they manage to hit 30% Stingray production on the Z06, you're only talking maybe 400 Z06s to the biggest dealerships in the nation, all 1 or 2, 3 of them, and then that drop-off's pretty steep. And there are other videos that do a fantastic job of doing these comparisons, but comparing it to the C7 Z06, not having the numbers in front of me, the numbers are relatively small. You're talking, a few thousand Z06s, maybe up to 10,000. The couple years that they had more C7 Z06s was the year that they were assembly line productioning the motor, and you can see the last couple years of C7 Z06, when they went to hand-built motors, there was a massive drop-off in production. And some of that can be attributed to the demand dropping off after a couple model years, but for the C8 Z06, I don't see the demand dropping off. Kind of like how 4 model years in, 3-4 model years in, there is still a month's worth of back order at any dealership for a Stingray, maybe even up to a year at some dealerships because of how in demand this vehicle is. And so just like that, that's everything that I have for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The Z06 is absolutely phenomenal, amazing to see in person. Really in person, I think the presence of that car is felt more than a picture and video. So be on the lookout when it shows up to your local dealerships. A lot of the bigger dealerships just had their dealer tours this weekend, but local auto shows are going to get them. Other smaller dealerships are going to get them. Dealer tours are going to start going out to various locations. So be on the lookout. You really want to see the Z06 in person if you can. And I am going to try my best to be able to get a Z06 on the channel, just so I can make content on the channel for everyone that has subscribed. Because as a Corvette enthusiast, if I don't cover the Z06 the right way, which is an ownership experience, which my channel takes pride in doing, then I kind of feel like I failed everybody. And no, I don't want to clickbait a bunch of stuff. I have back channel information for Z06. 84995 is probably going to be the base MSRP. That number can fluctuate. I knew March 18th was the order guide date before it was officially announced. Like, I get information like that from various sources, but I'm not going to clickbait an 8-minute video and waste everyone's time with it. Just because for me, it's about owning the car and sharing the experience and sharing the Corvette lifestyle and journey. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. If you have not already, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check me out on Facebook. I am 4 likes on Facebook away from being able to claim my tag handle. So if anyone's on Facebook and wants to throw me a like, I would greatly appreciate it. And with that said, until the very next video, I look forward to seeing everybody in the comment section below.